You're back. Welcome. I'm going for a walk today to under this bridge, and I thought I would talk to you a little bit along the way about what the hell I'm looking for. So I am looking for the old world. When I look at the topography and the infrastructure, such as parks in public places like that, they all look the same. They look the same in Constantinople, they look the same in the States, they look the same in China. So I'm down at my local rose gardens. The microphone's not very good on the camera, but not really that good on this either. So when I'm walking along here, I'm seeing the cobblestones. Where are they from? Where were they fired? What are they made of? Have they transformed? Because we see a lot of stonework that has obviously transformed. Sometimes it transforms into mush. Sometimes it seems as though the red bricks are growing in a white frothy cement mortar looking substance that hasn't been put there. So anyway, we aren't mad. We've just, well, for me, stopped work a couple of years ago. Always worked 2 and 3 jobs, and then when that all fell to shite, I had time. I had time to find a new passion. So under the roads are usually extensive tunnels. We're not sure why. Usually they look as though they've been mud flooded and infrastructure put on top of them, but we are right next to the river, Waikato River here, and along the Waikato River, directly across from this park, is the water treatment station, the water filtration, it's not sewage, it's the water intake. And in 1997 perhaps, I was bustled out of there quick smart, filming a documentary, and that was because I really was not happy with them pouring fluoride and chlorine through an antiquated old pipe directly into the town supply. I didn't know they put fluoride in the water before the interview. So anyway, that takes us to, here we have a retaining wall with a plateau, forgive my lack of terminology. So why would they have that flat part raised? There's the main road behind those trees over there and the river on the other side. So in Turkey, I noticed that under every park was extensive tunnels, chambers, made of stone. They look like red brick barrel tunnels, but they're bigger stone over there. But then we find that that seems to be the general rule of thumb, that these spaces can't be built on or planted on because of the infrastructure directly below the topsoil. Gardens are interesting in that respect, to see where they plant the big trees and where they plant the grass gardens. I probably should have cut this out, but you'll see the river down there shortly. So we also notice that where there is fast growing shrubbery, it's usually bricks and blocks are coming up and being tussled up from the earth by the tree roots. So you'd be forgiven for thinking that it was a landfill and demolition material was put along the banks of these rivers, but when you have a look at enough of them, you see that they are walled canals, not rivers and waterways. Now when we look across here, I'm pretty sure that is the gas pipe, but I think I'll tell you about that shortly. Pretty sure that gas pipe goes straight to where I grew up on a gully, which I drove past to get here. I'm going to have a look at there. It always creeps me out. I did get creeped out by that gully as a kid. Went in there enough. Okay, so now when I am coming across here, I'm seeing a mound. Why? There is also a mound and retaining wall behind that. They often say that's to reduce the traffic noise, but have you seen the giant mounds? You know, I just question what's under it. We've found that a lot of golf courses are particularly of interest. Church grounds, municipal gardens, pools, things like that are very much belonging to a different society, because they seem to function originally as industrial, mechanical, machines, and civil engineered, dams, all sorts of things. Seem to be very steampunk, belonging to a time before computers, it seems, but they must have had computers because of the absolutely pristine mathematical engineering that goes into some of the geometry. So we're coming up to the main road. Really just questioning at this stage the layout, what's underneath what, particularly because I found a star fort along this river. There's plenty of them along this river. I haven't seen them all, just one along further from this bridge. This has to be old. It seems to be... This is State Highway 1, of course, which runs right through the centre of the North Island of New Zealand, from the very top to the very bottom. Everything's got so much ivy. I did have my big Gestapo boots on, but yeah, I didn't want to step on a dead animal or a poo-poo, or get a white tail up me jacket. So these concrete stubs, they don't really fit the line of the bridge. Now we've got this big pipe going right top there. There was a big old pipe running across the bridge, but there's also one further along sticking out of the bank on top of one of these. So it all lines up as though it was all to support an old bridge structure. Underneath that big cover up there are just stalks concrete pylon stalks, so I don't know why that big square block is on the top portion of it. Everybody that I've talked to that interjects and says, my so-and-so built that bridge, I don't think they did. I think they did some sort of bureaucratic or compartmentalised job, but nobody built these from the ground up. We are always looking for the red brick and the stonework and in the concrete, because when you have a look overseas a lot, the concrete, you can't tell concrete from mortar, from calcite, from limestone. So that's why you'll find me under a bridge. I used to have 3 jobs, but I hated them. It's such a dangerous area. I really wanted to go over the other side, but it is just so dangerous on that road, especially on the bend at the other end of the bridge where I'd have to go down and have a look. And also it's the pretty rough part of town. They might want me boots, because they're pretty spiffy. So that drain pipe thing there sticking up, they usually come up like that after earthquakes. Liquefaction will lift up a drain pipe out of the ground like that, so if you spot them around, and those pipes can be as old as a castle. Most of the time they've just changed the cap. We've seen a lot of rock walls turn to mud. One in particular was submerged in lake water and disintegrated into mud within 95 years when the water receded. So that's why I'm looking here too. You'll often see strata. You really have to look again to see if it is strata or not, because some of it isn't. It's actual deteriorated masonry. And the masonry can get pretty funky.
All round the bridge I had a look at yesterday.
See.
What?
That's why a lot of, the meltology think that the brick was damaged with, what do you call it, frequency technology. We see a lot of this sort of, see that have cast it. It looks like the planks would have gone across the front of it. And a lot of times that's red brick under that. And they say it was built because we were replicating Victorian and Edwardian buildings, but I can't find anything to indicate an age difference. It's just a pity that people are getting onto this at this stage. I think back to the 80s and 90s and what I could have discovered then if only I hadn't been worried about TV and the magazines I was reading. With beveled edges, do we do that? I don't know. I mean, I've done a little bit of concreting, but there's I couldn't do that corner bit. Perhaps you can. So is the paint. So I don't think steelwork is necessarily any newer either. I don't think some steel is even any newer than some of the wrought iron. I'm going to get you a good view of the stalks. I wanted to make wrought iron things when I left school. I looked for a course. Couldn't find one. It's really annoyed me. And you know, it's really hard to find that stuff now, so. Oh, the big pipe. It's parallel with the pipe under the bridge. I've got to get back to that other bridge. I'm thinking now the arch to nowhere that was bricked into the stonework. I think that was the Star Fort. I was going all around it looking for a Star Fort. It is the bloody Star. It is the Star Fort. Stop swearing, Gizmo. Gizmo. She's just two streets. I just want to chop those trees down. Stalks! How strange. Actually, I'm going to stop right here because I haven't bothered to research. I'm going to research right now. Let's have a little
Oh my God!
No Flies on Us. Opening date June 29th, 1963. Designed by the Ministry of Works. Named in order of Lord Cobham, the Governor-General of New Zealand at the time. Circa 1960s. Well, we're very, very stupid, so we apologise. But I'm still very suspicious. You see, it's a good photo. Well, that was dismal, but this is very suspicious. Look how thin they are. You just have no idea from the other angles, do you? We can't see this angle from, well, I'm not even sure you can get down to that beach. I must try to. But anyway. So now this is interesting because of the stalks at the bottom. That photo is pretty cool. The stalks at the bottom, as you'll see, are exactly the same as our oldest bridge in Hamilton. Why would they cover it in a thin band of cement? Or why would they need to use more product? Now this, maybe they're talking about that little wee stump over there. That looks very reminiscent of the 1963 bridge, and that has stalks at the bottom, doesn't it? That'll be the oldest bridge in Hamilton, won't it? Oh, I don't know. Gotta watch them. Ooh. So anyway, let's quit monkeying around and get back to the gardens. And we're back. I'm wondering what's under here. These kinds of shaped structures are all over the world in strategic locations, we wonder, and we think we've figured, well, some people have done a stellar job of lining everything up. We make fun of plaques because they've been debunked, really, a lot of them, and I don't like to be made to feel like I owe somebody I don't know respect when it seems that there's a great divide in the socio-economic situation. And it's too easy to say they owned everything.
What the giant mounds?
There's always
Which one is real? And which ones make the real one look fake?
I can't remember how long this has been here.
Chantez allez-vous.
This looks quite new, the pagoda.
Yeah, macaroni.
Aye.
I'll shut it off so you don't have to listen to me breathing and vaping.
Oh, that's great, Rachel, because it's disgusting. These are, I think, perhaps rigged, or maybe they were originally there.
Toe cap.
Just looking for permanent things, that robust things, like the super thick block walls, really rust-proof iron. Things of a very sturdy construction, and there's no metal bit there, so we still don't know.
Oh, shiza.
That could have been concreted up, but I mean, I don't know. I have no idea how old it is. I'm thinking the drains are the red brick barrel tunnels under the streets and under the grounds that we find, and they have been reused. So these
here we go.
rotundas are in a lot of photos from antiquity, and they quite often have they're an acoustic architecture. They have acoustic properties. Those balls on the top are very reminiscent of the balls that have been found to have mercury inside them, so perhaps they were used for some technology too. Always a dangler.
Oh, yeah, macaroni.
Aye. So, there's a lot of red brick structure through the...
They covered it up pretty good.
Yeah,
It's not nude enough.
it isn't very nude, no.
It's like the same wall on the bridge that was built supposedly in the 70s. It's just...
It's the same cut, but a different texture. Looks more like that texture, not the Hinuera stone on the outside. Is it the same block that's transformed? I mean, look at the masonry pattern, and then look at the masonry pattern on this side. You really don't know. I'd have to take one of those
No. Ooh.
capstones off. But that angles are unnecessary for...
Lovely. Lovely night walk.
Now, the Sinuera stone is... I think it's Sinuera stone. Must be limestone because it's full of rubbish. Finding a marine crustaceans in limestone. I think they're fossilised, to be honest, every time. So they say that they can take limestone from a quarry these days and it will have fossilised marine life in it. Finding fossilised coral in the mortar of Fort Jefferson, so... The coral is very tiny though, just like the shells we find in the Nuera stone and the limestone, tiny. Fossils should be of much larger size in general, so it doesn't wash with me. I don't know what you think. Waterways are prominent. I sometimes wonder if rivers were roads on the top or railways, and the main roads were actually the canals sometimes. So you would have water running between the buildings instead of streets. I try not to imagine humans in the picture because it really thwarts my progress, even though they are tangents. Waterways, water everywhere. Across this lake is a waterfall. It is called the Waterworks waterfall, and it's a waterworks track. The waterworks being the Waiora plant that we visited earlier. This looks a little bit amphitheater-esque. The shapes of the embankments are quite Starfort-like too. And it's very easy to clad everything and support everything with breeze block. And you can render it the same as everything else.
Oh, the wall's sloping back up. So the wall is on an incline. And the breeze block isn't. But
So a little bird tells me to go over to the waterfall. So now I have to. That looks water damaged, don't you think? I'm wondering if it's the Hinuera stone. Did you hear him?
all right, Betty, I'll go and have a look.
Yeah, we better go and have a look. So this isn't the paid entrance part, but see, now that's starting to look more like the bridge, don't you think?
Looks like new cement.
It does.
Oh, maybe not.
That looks
Ooh.
a bit chonky, like the bridge, and I can't see that it really looks I don't know. You tell me the limestone block is terracing the water's edge.
Oh.
Are you ready, everybody?
Hell macaroni.
Aye.
Oh.
And I'd love to know what's on the bottom of these. There's quite often fountains in the middle of them, so they're plumbed.
Isn't it?
It might have been a full moon. So what I might do now is
Red sky at night. So you fucking hell, muggle mob.
that's for the mongrel mob gang in New Zealand. They own the colour red. That retaining wall looks like the block on the inside of the bridge. Aye?
Oh, God, that's going to get old.
Isn't it?
I want that pot.
So there's some beautiful Renaissance gardens here too, through the gates there. But I think it's so sanitised. This is through the gates. That is a big round brick rotunda with a beautiful Renaissance fountain in the middle. I'll take you there one day. That is the entrance to the Chinese garden, I'm sure. Beautiful stone lattice work was on the side of that.
How much they spend on plants, Mayan? There's a begonia. Looking good.
We're mad about plants. My daughter is currently learning tissue culture, which is fascinating to me. It's very, very, very much like genetics.
Fishy.
To my right is a very old cemetery, which I will get down to as well. There's a lot of civil works going on over the highway, the State Highway 1, and this is changing every day. More and more of the old structures are bulldozed and left abandoned, dangerous. There's a lot of them around here. Flagpoles were quite possibly conductors of static electricity from the ionosphere or something like that. They seem to run like circuitry through the building.
Smells like mechanics.
Oh, look, it's a fossilised turtle, 350 million years old. No, they just found one in Dunedin. It's about as big as a king-size bed. Completely rock. I wonder if it was a statue. As Michelle Gibson pointed out, a lot of rock that is said to be natural is actually cut and dressed stone.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Gizmo isn't with me, so I can't blame her, but this blockage, I really wasn't sure whether you'd see it because it was so dark, but it is a water coming out of quite large block wall. On the Waterworks Trail. There are sectioned off parts here that I've wandered through in my past videos and given you a little look where the Roman architecture is broken and strewn all over the ground. Just old bits that they demolished or it broke, or it just upsets me because I think they're very precious and I'd love to get my hands on some if they are as old as I think they are, because I think that the buildings are actually fossils. But this is just an introduction to the old world, so I won't fly off on one of my tangents.
Well, hang on, let me get your phone.
So was that built with stone in that condition? Has it been repointed with mortar? Oopsie, me grandy. Ooh. It looks like broken concrete, doesn't it? It could be, but I just don't know. Because if I'm looking at things as if they were pre-existing before Hamilton was established, I wonder if they have deteriorated, that's all. And it's getting so dark. Does that go far back into the bush? Is it a terrace? The whole earth seems terraced. If you have a look at the side of Machu Picchu, let's put some pictures in, it's a bit dark.
Terraces, yes. Just these blocks, I don't know.
If I had a decent light, I'd go down the graveyard. Do that tomorrow.
I never do it tomorrow. I will do it. This is of a graveyard that I visited recently.
Oh, Jesus.
And that is on the
Another
base
weird.
of the tombs, the actual tomb, like proper tombs, not quite crypts. Beautiful ironwork on them, but I just can't figure out that aggregate. Is it aggregate? But And I mean, come on, we are at a waterworks and we have these turbine looking, ratchet sprocket mill looking gears made of metal. And it's a stink art with an F, but that's just my opinion, as I think everybody is an artist, but you should be a bit more sensitive about your shit. I find that rude.
Suspicious of that.
And look at Dr. Seuss decided to turn up for that one too. Anyway, thank you very much for joining. I look forward to your questions.
Most of the time now.
Yeah.
Love you all. See you later.